Hey there, Sensei Mish here. It is Tuesday, March 12th, about 8:30 a.m. It's been about 2 months since I've been on here, and oh, there's Dojo. Dojo is not knowing what to do because I am home, and he's like, "Wait a minute, one of my humans is home. I don't know what to do." So he's just been being weird. To be honest, I've been sitting here for 30 minutes, like figuring out what am I even going to talk about. Um, Again, it's been 2 months since I've done this. Been doing it on Sundays, um, or I did it on Sundays for a little bit. Just time frame doesn't work for me. Saturdays, I was thinking Saturday mornings. I think every single time I've gotten on here, I talk about, ooh, I want to continue doing this, but I don't know when to do it or what day, because Monday through Friday I am at the shop working on trucks, and then I get off, and then I go to the school and I teach. So I figured I'll just give you guys an update. I am off today because I'm playing hooky from work because I'm going to focus on the school. I've heard it called two different things. It's either community heroes or community helpers. But I will be actually going to a preschool and talking about what I do as a martial arts instructor. So I'm going to be bringing my little focus. What is it? The little focus coloring things from Kids Love Life Skills, because we use those. We use that part of our curriculum, and so I'll be doing some focus stuff and talking about how I get to work in my pajamas, and which is funny because I was thinking it's a joke to martial artists, the angry white pajamas thing. But the idea of working your pajamas, I mean, to a 5 and 6-year-old really, might be exciting, but that concept is not new. Like with COVID and everybody working remotely, and like right now I'm sitting in a t-shirt and literally my what is it? My dinosaur Santa pajamas. See? Dinosaur Santa pajamas. Anyway, which I wear during the winter. I wear pajamas everywhere, like pajama pants everywhere. They're comfortable. I'm not one who dresses up, so it is what it is. But I get up, I put them on, I wear them to the shop, I change into my shop uniform, I do whatever at the shop, I put them back on, I go to the school, I put on my other pair of pajamas, and I teach, and then I put my other pants back on, and I do whatever. So I just enjoy being comfortable. Now, I will dress up if necessary, but yeah. So, but again, I sat here thinking about what am I going to talk about. There's been since it's been 2 months. I did not make a list of all the things that have been going on for the last 2 months, but today specifically, I'm going to talk about going to this preschool, talking about the importance of focus and discipline and confidence, and talking about what I do and how long I've been doing it. And it should be pretty fun. So Rob, multitasking in a meeting and entertaining myself listening to you versus the other talking heads. Well, that's good. Now, I actually had a good talk with Rob yesterday. He and I haven't talked in a while. And it's funny because one of the things that we talked about was the importance of physical media. And it just so happens, and it's right here. Hold on. Because I don't know, I saw it was either something online. I don't spend a lot of time online, so but I saw some video about some guy talking about what is it? 28 days or 28 days later. That zombie movie that's just amazing. Well, I have my physical copy somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And I remember just buying it on digital just so I could have it on digital. And this person was talking about how the company the company who owns the rights has decided to not produce that DVD anymore, nor make it available for rent or purchase digitally. And I was like, wait a minute, I own it digitally. Did iTunes take it away from me? Because potentially they could, because the digital media that we buy is not ours. We're just leasing access to it. Whether we're, paying a subscription fee or we're buying it. So, this person was talking about how, like, on eBay, like a used DVD copy of 28 Days Later was going for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, which is absolutely crazy. So I have to go to Walmart this morning because we're out of cat litter. And so I was like, I'll just go to, get cat litter. And I go in one door, and of course all the pet stuff is on the other side of the store. So I go to the other side of the store. I walk through the electronics area and those big bins of DVDs, because I was thinking, I'll just every now and then, because I was thinking about honestly just continuing just to, when I have a chance, a little bit of money, a little bit of time to look for it, just pick up some physical media. Well, what did I find this morning? Just by chance. I wasn't even there to get it. I walked by, and on the side of the box was a picture of the cover of the first season of Lower Decks in this bin for $7.50. I find it. Not like digging through trying to find it at the bottom of the thing. I just go, ooh, interesting. And I just put my hand in, scoop, and it was just sitting right there. And I'm like, that's mine. So, first season of Lower Decks. Kind of excited. Yep. It's on DVD. So, and yeah, I love it. So anyway, so of course I take a picture, I send it to Rob, relevant to our previous conversation. This is what I found. So would not surprise me if Rob, because he actually said he needed to go to Walmart, would pick up the same thing. Hopefully it will be available in a store near you. Now, a couple other things that have been going on in my life. Let's see. I work constantly. Have not been spending very much time with family. Try and spend as much time with family as possible, but not very. I work 40 plus hours a week at the shop, and I run the school, which is my life. That's my passion. And even now with choosing, do I focus on the shop or do I focus on the school? My focus is always on the school. So I have, so May 4th, this is some of the events that are coming up. May 4th, which is Star Wars Day, is a Saturday. And I am actually going to be holding a lightsaber training seminar on that day. After my regular classes, it's going to happen after that. But May 4th. So, may the 4th be with you. Haha. I'm actually going to do 2 seminars. One is going to be for little kids. We're going to take pool noodles and we're going to make lightsabers out of them with duct tape. They can keep them, and then we'll teach them, I don't know, high five, low five, basic Cinnawali. And then for the bigger class, the 3-hour seminar is going to be, I'm going to be teaching essentially modular lightsaber. And I've talked about modular lightsaber on here before. I've really been working on fine tuning it. So what I'd like to do eventually is actually have a program available that people can access so they can also teach modular lightsaber and have that in their school. One of the things with that program, though, is say you buy into it, any additions, like I wouldn't make any extra, like, oh, you have to buy this to do this, because I've also been working on the 2-saber version, or bow, 2-saber version of modular lightsaber. So you kind of get both of those going in. Now, let's see. And then June 1st is a Saturday. This is the day before my birthday. I've talked to a couple different people about getting together to do another Friends in the Art experience, aka Mish's birthday seminar. I might just start calling it that, Mish's birthday seminar. I think that might be fun. And then let's see. Then we'll have let's see, and then July 19th, 20th, and 21st. That's Bram Frank's seminar. He's going to be here for his birthday camp. September, just in the last couple weeks, Jim Korn announced that he would not be having his autumn camp in Indiana. So the next big camp for me really is Jacksonville, which I haven't been there in a couple of years. It's killed me every year not being able to go. Because, after, I don't know, however many decades, I went back, had a ton of fun, and then couldn't make it back for a couple of years. So I really have no excuse not to go there this year. I might, and I've been debating on how to do that. So one of the things that they did at work or at the shop was, if I worked over the holiday break, because we got like 11 days off. It was like nuts. But if you work over the break on the available working days, and you defer your holiday, you can use that as vacation, because just the way it's set up is that I have no vacation. I have sick days, which I'm using today, but there's no vacation until I'm actually there a full year. So I was thinking about, I built up a week's vacation, and then I can use that at any time, but I have to use it all at once. Like, there is no pause. I have to use it all at once. So, what I was thinking about doing is using it for Jacksonville, but I would go to Indiana first, hang out in Indiana with Jim and see Jim and Jana, and then go to Jacksonville and hang out with the folks in Jacksonville, and then fly back. And actually, by that time, I would actually have a week of vacation, but it would be one of those where I wouldn't need to use any of my vacation because I would have that. So, and with the shop, I get 7 sick days, which I had to use 3 of them because they closed the shop for the holiday. And of course, I have not closed the shop for the holiday, closed it down for the winter, for like it rained and snowed and iced. Weather, inclement weather. I don't know why that couldn't come to me. Anyway, so I'm short a few days because of that, but it is what it is. I'm making it through. So there is that. I have we have a game plan. So the one, I have a couple different projects. I always have 1,000 different projects that are on the table, but the alphabet book that I'm working with Bobby on, we have a game plan. So he should have all the artwork to me by my birthday. Hopefully it will be before my birthday, and then we will have so we can actually have a book, like I can actually publish it on my birthday. So that would be fantastic if we could get it a little bit earlier. Talking about books published on birthdays, Mark Klein has a new book. Unfortunately, I don't have my copy yet, but he did kind of a story type book that like we did with Jim Korn. So he and I talked on the phone a few different times about that. So if you haven't gotten that, I think it's I Klein, The Making of a Mark. That's the kind of like the I Ching, but anyway, so it's the stories in there. I can only imagine how, like, he's told me several of the stories, but it's all these stories that he's told over the years that he's actually putting on paper. So, which I think is great. I think it's great. So if you haven't gotten your copy yet, get it. I need to get mine. The only reason I haven't gotten mine yet is because my debit card got hacked, and I just have not updated my Amazon to my new card. So once I do that, which I could probably do it today because I have a ton of time today. Yeah. Now the little the joyful learning thing, that's going to be basically an hour of my day, 2 different sessions. Looking forward to that, but I've got all of this other time. So I plan to do some more recordings. Like I said, I did some more Kyushu Corner episodes, have not edited. I probably work on a lot of editing. Shot some video for my own curriculum, which the way I've been working that is that I'm going to be setting it up so I can actually start doing like putting it in physical media. So like putting a book together. So my book 1 would be year 1, and it would be the foundation curriculum and then year 1 curriculum. And then book 2 would be year 2, book 3 would be year 4, or book 3 would be year 3, so there's only 4 years. And then of course, the modular knife stuff, that's always a different always different projects. So I haven't stopped doing projects, but my work on them have slowed down because I don't have as much time. Now, when it comes to doing this, I kind of enjoy doing this. And I'd like to do it, like, honestly, I'd like to do it Saturday mornings. I wake up, I do it, I go teach. For about 2 months, though, I was getting up and going to the shop, working for a couple hours, and then going to the school. Because on Saturdays, they pay double time and need a little bit of extra money, because prices are rising. Like, I don't know what gas is anywhere else. I just filled up for what was it? It was 3.89 a gallon, I think, at Costco. Where just a couple weeks ago it was 3.49, and I think it actually got down to like 3.29. But that's at Costco. Like at the Chevron down the street right now, regular is 4.39 a gallon. So why it's going up, I don't know. But then again, I haven't been paying attention to what's going on in the world. Because I don't know. It's depressing. I don't spend a lot of time online, but when I do, it's just mindless and I don't really think about stuff. So I don't know. Now I have been making Tiki Talks. My daughter hates it when I call it Tiki Talks though. But it's all school related. So like one of the things I'll be doing today is, because we just went to a new, what is it? We've gone to a new, we have 2 new life skills that we're going to talk about, or that we talk about, and then make a video for each one of those. Need to make some videos to promote the lightsaber class, or the lightsaber seminar, because I also want to do a lightsaber class. So that was another thing that I've been working on, is when do I put this on? And this is another thing that kind of frustrates me, is that I put out there in the ether, and probably it didn't pop up a lot for people, is maybe why I didn't get a lot of responses, but I didn't get any feedback. Like I put it on there and I was like, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'd like to do. Should I do a morning class or an afternoon class? What do you think? And all I got was just a bunch of likes. Like there was no, oh, morning would work better. Oh, I run a school and I would put it here. And oh, no, nothing, just likes. So we're not people reading it, or, I was telling Rob the other day when I talked to Rob, and I was like, maybe just people are dumb. They don't pay attention. Not to say that my friends aren't dumb, but some of my friends are dumb. But I was talking to my wife about it, and she's like, well, maybe people just thought that both times were good. So they just, they just liked it, and either one would work. And I was like, but I was asking for feedback, like comment. Maybe I should actually say comment. Would that help if I said comment? I don't know. That's just kind of one of my things. I think when people are online, and it's actually kind of funny, because I see a lot of these when it's like, oh, I'm testing to see if anybody reads my stuff. If you agree, copy and paste, comment and then copy and paste. I don't do that stuff anyway. I read it, but I don't need to comment or copy and paste that stuff, because I don't do that stuff anyway. But one of my little pet peeves there. One of the cool things that I am putting up at the school, and I don't have a picture I can share like up here, but no. Okay, so this is funny. So one of my friends, he's like, you stayed home to vlog? One of my friends that I work with. No. Let's see. Let me respond to him. Figured since I was home, I could do it, period. That's funny. Let's see. I took a picture of it. So I can never remember how it's pronounced. It's a Japanese word, Nafudakake, I think it is. Before I butcher that. Yeah. Nafudakake, which literally means name plate rack. So in traditional, okay, whatever. Let's see. Sorry, got distracted by Derek there. Let's see. When normally when I get normally when I have okay, reset. At traditional Japanese schools, they have like this name plaque on the wall, and it's basically, they have like I've seen a couple different styles. So there's ones that just kind of hang. There's ones where they go in a little slot and you have your name on a little plaque. And then it's like at this one judo place that I was at for a little bit, once you got rank, your name went on a tag and then went up into the yellow section. And then as the idea is, as you rank, your name moved along the plaque. And so it's and I just thought that was kind of cool. I have a friend of mine, he has a Goju-Ryu school in Spokane. He has the same thing, similar, not the exact same as this judo school, but similar. It's a name plaque rack. And it has, the names sectioned out into rank, and it's on his wall. And I thought, I kind of want to do that. I don't have a traditional Japanese, school. That was not something that when I was growing up in the martial arts, I didn't have one. The school, the closest it came to is this judo school that I went to for a little bit, that was run by my ex step uncle. He had one. It's on the wall in this community center. So I decided I wanted to have one at Artisan Martial Arts. So I built one, and it's very simple. Basically, I just took some 1x4s and drilled, I stained the wood. I drilled a bunch of holes. So there's these little hooks. And then what I did is I took the remnants that I had from the belt display that I made. So I had remnants of that, of the belts. And so now I actually have a name plaque rack, and I just randomly put the belts up there. So so now we have, and take this, it's a little, basically 6-inch piece of wood, and then the name will go on there, and then they'll hang. And then we just move it from section to section. And with the belt rank, or with the colored belt tab on there, that can move from side to side depending on who's depending on where somebody's at. If I have more people in one section than another section. And it also kind of gives the students, they can look up and be like, oh, my name is up there. So it almost, it's a way to kind of give share ownership in the school, like their name is up there. So so that's one of the things I've wanted to do for a while. I just didn't know, I was struggling on how it should look and what it should look like. So so yeah, it's fun. I'm glad I did it. In fact, I was telling one of my students, and every time he came into class, he's like, it's not up yet. And I'm like I haven't even bought the wood yet. And it's like, I bought the wood, but I haven't, I still need to build it. So he came into class on Monday and he's like, oh, it's up there. Where's my name? I haven't made the name tags yet. Baby steps, dude, baby steps. So So anyway, it's I'm kind of proud of that addition. The other thing that I put up at the encouragement of my students and the parents um, was putting my ranks stuff on the walls, which um, I wanted to do, but I didn't want to do. Like I've got looking at my school as a brand because I wanted it. That's why it isn't handworker martial arts. It's artisan martial arts. I wanted it to be a brand. So it's not, ooh, I'm going to go train with Mish. It's I'm going to go train at Artisan Martial Arts because of the culture. Well, right now, I am the brand. Like they're, and a lot of people are like, oh, you should be proud of your accomplishments and you should post those. And, we want to see them and all this kind of stuff. So after essentially 2 years of being there, I decided to put them up. And so I have, why isn't it? So I have my modular. That's all my modular stuff. So you've got, I've got basically I put up the certificates basically saying that I'm the inheritor. I've got my most recent certificate, my guardian. I am a guardian knight of the Princess Bolo, and then my certifications for my levels. So, and then on the other side, I have my Kempo certificates, and is that all of them? There we go. Yeah. And I made room. You see there's space there. That's for my 7th. So whenever that ends up actually arriving, I can put that up. And then that one in the corner, that's my, that's the life-saving award I got from Portland Police that I got back, in 2009? Was it 2009? Something like that. So on one wall, that's actually what it looks like all together. And then, oh yeah, and I got a new tattoo. So this is, that's what it is right there. So that's 1-4-12 standard and mirror. And I think what I've been thinking about doing is taking the school kanji, the artisan martial arts kanji, and having that bigger and do that kind of in the center. So this is kind of over it. And then we have a badge symbol, not a shield, but I know it's a different, that's the shield, but an actual badge, they call it badge for the night ship. And so having that down there too. So I don't know. I haven't figured out exactly how it's all going to look, but that's kind of what I was envisioning. So yeah, so Derek is harassing me, of course, but that's okay. So let's see. So one of the things when it comes to adding this new class, I've really kind of looked at my schedule and how all that is going to be organized. So originally I thought about doing a morning lightsaber class, having it at 9 a.m. and then kind of passing it through. And then just having my regular classes, not disrupting any of those. If I put it at the end of my day, it would actually push the training lab that I have once a month and the self-defense classes up forward. But if I move everything back 30 minutes, then I can actually put it in the middle. So, um, uh, and so I would actually, my Saturdays class would start at 9:30 instead of at 10. So it's just 30 minutes, it's 30-minute difference. So it's one of those where I'm going to bring it up to parents and be like, hey, if I change this, is this going to work for you? Because what I'd like to do is have the seminar and then uh, and then start promoting. Actually, I really want to start promoting the lightsaber class sooner than that, but I figured this term is almost over. So um, at the end of April is going to be the end of the term. And so beginning of the new term is when we would have the schedule change. So that's how we would essentially work that. I'm also looking at the possibility or the necessity to raise my prices. And I don't know when to do that either. Generally, it's like that sometimes is a beginning of the year thing. In May, my triple net goes up. And since I'm actually in the last year of my lease, I would start a new lease in November. So Lisa and I have not signed a new lease yet. We've been talking about negotiation on certain things, but so far the different things that I've kind of talked to my landlord about, she's very open to accepting. So, but it would be, so we're kind of looking at signing renewing our lease for 5 years with a 5-year option, but it's going to go up a couple $100. So but it's not one of those that it's going to be completely like unreasonable. Like it's completely reasonable and we should be able to afford it without issue. But we would need to raise our prices a little bit. And I figured just raising it $10, but I wasn't, I just don't know when to do that, because my new lease starts in November. Triple net goes up in May. And can I really afford to wait until January? So my thoughts are that just doing it, that I would basically, and this is just a thought that just popped in my head right now as I talk about it, but raising my rates for the new term. So as the new term goes in, those are the new rates. The thought on that though, and this is something that Lisa and I have already talked about potentially doing, is whoever is all current students, they would be grandfathered into whatever the rate is now. And then, but all new students would be paying the new rate. If, say, somebody left, canceled their membership, and came back, they would have to pay the new rate. So the only way that you'd be grandfathered in is if you stayed. So so that's kind of my thoughts on that. Nothing has been solidified, but those are all things that we're talking about and potential. So now of course, with changing rates and really changing class times, because I've also thought about changing, because I have Monday, Wednesday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, they're actually off by like 15 minutes. And I don't know how they got that way. I really don't know. It's weird how it happened that way, but it happened that way. So one of the thoughts is that also come May is that with the schedule changes that they would just, in rearranging things, we would just have one, like it would be like every day we would have a class start at 4:30. And it would be 30 minutes after that, or not 30 minutes, every 45 minutes. So I'm not trying to think of like, oh, on this day, this class ends at this time. No, it's like, oh, I know that these are the times that the classes end and start every day. So it'll make it a little bit easier on that. And then of course, adding this lightsaber class. So, which right now I'm just thinking once a week. I think that would be kind of fun. And then even, if people, if it works out, I could, instead of having like belt ranks, you have, your younglings, like a youngling rank and a Padawan rank and a knight rank and a master rank, I think that would be kind of fun. And then maybe even going as far as like the uniform you would add on to the uniform as you would go up. And this is going way, way beyond what it really needs to be, but this is just my mind, which is actually kind of indicative of the 97th step and the Samuto and Siblings of the Shroud, because, and this is going Matador. This is going Matador series by Steve Perry, is that when you start as a Sibling of the Shroud, I think you just get like a hood, a t-shirt, and shorts. It's been a while since I've read the book. And then as you go up in rank, you add more clothes, pants, long shirt, cloak, like, yeah, so there's that idea. So anyway, just thoughts that are out there, putting that out in the ether. So I don't know when I'm going to have any Kyushu Corner episodes actually start, even though some have been filmed. But as I get them, as they are completed, that's how they will go. So I'd like to have a few of them edited and completed so I can just put them up and then start working, because that's kind of how I'll film. And like, I think the most I've ever filmed at one time is like 12 episodes at one time. And then, I mean, that's 3 months worth of material, and then just edited it up. But I don't know. I only have just a few. So don't know when they're gonna edit or when they're gonna go up. I'm really more concerned about filming stuff for the school. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. So yeah, that's kind of where my life is. Just drinking my tea, which I don't drink a lot of hot tea anymore. I mean, I usually do when I get to the school after, like, I'll walk in, make myself a cup of tea, and then start doing school stuff. But that's usually after, like, whatever I've done for the day. So but yeah, so there you go. And Derek, if you're still watching, I hope you have a fun day. So I'll see you tomorrow, though. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits for right now. I know we haven't really gone for a whole hour, but one of my original rules is, if there's when the tea's gone, the episode ends. And my tea is almost gone, and I can't really think of anything else I should talk about. Yeah, so there you go. Rob, thank you for tuning in for a little bit. I know I had a couple people. The little eyeball in the sky, like the numbers go up and then they go down, and they go up and down, and it is what it is. So but at least Rob said hi. There you go. All right, I will see everyone later, and when the next one will be, I have no clue. No clue. Might be on Saturday. It might be at the end of the month on the 29th. So anyway, love to y'all. Live long and prosper. And I will see you on the next video.